Rex Bear, Leak Project, how the heck are you? This is a shout out to anybody that is wondering why I pulled a video down yesterday in regards to an interview that I was supposed to do previously. Well, I'll just make it very simple. I realized after I posted that video, I was falling into the drama game. And by doing that video, I was giving somebody a lot more credit than they deserved. I'm not going to say names here, but I was supposed to recently have an interview with somebody that is what some consider to be one of the pioneers in the flat earth hypothesis. So that interview was scheduled for 1 p.m. and I was finishing up a previous interview, a podcast on the Hanford nuclear site. So I was running a little bit late. So I send the person an email a minute before the interview and say I'm running 5 to 10 minutes late. Then I get an email at 1:01 saying, are we still on? I send another email back at 1:12. So I was 12 minutes late, not 5 or 10. So I was wrong there with the link to the interview. I don't hear anything back. I send a couple more emails. I hear nothing back. And then I send another link at 1:27. So I sent him 2 links to the interview at before the 98 minutes that he said that he didn't get the link for. He said, oh, this person was playing games with me. This person didn't send me an email until 98 minutes after with the link, and he was drawing it on, and he's not ready for the flat earth. And then this person goes on to essentially called Joe Rogan a shill by saying that Joe Rogan doesn't believe in any conspiracies now. And he's just ripping on all sorts of people. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so you're calling me a liar. You're saying that I was trying to drag on an interview. And first of all, no, I will be more than happy to show you the timestamps like I did in that interview that I just pulled. I've got all the timestamps available. So you lied, you did, and now you're trying to cover your tracks, and you've got people that follow you that believe in your work sending me emails saying, Rex, who's telling the truth here? Why did you pull your video? Well, I pulled the video because I didn't want to continue this drama fest. And I shouldn't have put it out in the first place because this is the kind of stuff that happens when you do that. So for all of you out there, I apologize. I don't like seeing people getting lied to. I don't like seeing people follow somebody that's full of shit and that makes lies up, and people put their heart and soul into somebody like that. Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing. So if you want to see the timestamps, I'll be more than happy again to do another video on it. But that's why I got ticked off, because I was there, I was a few minutes late, and then he spins it and he tries to start a whole drama fest out of it. And then I started thinking about it. Maybe he had that plan all along. Maybe he was looking for something to just cause drama, like this other dude I know that does videos on bullshit lens flares, that just tries to start drama, stirs the pot, has like 15, 20 different accounts. I don't know how many accounts this guy has. He'll just go on and write BS and write little troll comments. And you can usually tell when it's this dipshit. So, yeah, I got a little frustrated. I'm human, ladies and gentlemen. And I guess maybe I need to stop reading the comments, because when you get thousands and thousands and thousands of comments a day, and there's literally trolls of dipshits out there that are probably playing with themselves, writing nasty comments on the computer, because that's probably what gets them off. They probably can't get it up unless they're talking nasty about somebody, and even then they probably can't get it up. So that is my rant, and with that said, I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. We've got a lot on the horizon, and I do want to bring up the flat earth hypothesis, because there are some crazy anomalies with our planet, and there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. And I absolutely wonder why we're given such little footage of our planet outside of our planet. And I get it. I still don't think it's flat. Now, let me kind of bring up why I think there could be reasons we don't see certain footage of our planet. Maybe there's things around our planet that the powers that be don't want us to see. Maybe there's something a little bit different that, for top security reasons, at least in their eyes, they don't want us to know about. Maybe there's giant freaking spaceships out there. Maybe there's giant grasshoppers or mantis aliens that are 3,000 feet in length, and they're just kind of hovering like serpents or something. Who knows? I don't know. There's enough math, though, to prove that the Earth isn't flat. So, is the Earth different than what they're telling us? Probably. Is it bigger? Yeah, it could be. Is it still round? I think so. Well, everything else is round in the stars, in the skies with my telescope. Unless that's all a hologram, or unless this is just the center of the world. And people bring up, well, the Bible says it, Rex. The Bible says it, Rex. Okay, I appreciate your position. If you go to evilbible.com, there's a lot of stuff that the Bible says that'll freak you out, okay? There's a lot of stuff in the Bible that contradicts itself. Now, if you read the Bible in whole, and if you take the value of it and the meanings of it and the subliminal messages, well, one might say, hey, it's a very valuable book. It has a lot of truths, and it has a lot of very powerful parables, and the Ten Commandments. Yeah, I mean, hey, the Ten Commandments, stick with the Ten Commandments. I think you'll be all right. Now, when it says if you work on the Sabbath, you should essentially be put to death. Well, it says that in the Bible too. It says if you have kids that are non-believers, they'd be better off stoned. You'd be better off to stone them. It says that in the Bible, folks. And those are some of the calmer things in the Bible. So if you want to use the earth is flat because God says so in the Bible, well, what about some of the other stuff he says? And also, I want to get to the possibilities of, let's say we find out the earth is not what we've been told. Then what? Well, then it's just going to open up a whole bunch of other wormholes, which is awesome, right? I think that's great. And I think it's great to question everything. And the more I think about it, I think that the flat earth community is awesome in many ways because they realize that there's things that aren't right. And just maybe, if the earth was flat in most of their eyes, is the way I'm seeing it through their eyes, and they can uncover that, well, then think of all the other lies that they uncover. And think of all the other BS stories that we've been told and that have been falsified for so many years that might come to light. I get that. And I appreciate that. And I respect that. So the point I was attempting to make, and obviously I didn't because perception is reality, being in customer service for so many years in fields that require customer service, I remember my superiors would say sometimes if I upset somebody, and I'd give them my side of the story, and then obviously the customer would give them their side of the story, and my boss would say, Rex, it doesn't matter what you think, it matters what they think. Perception is reality. So I respect people truly that believe in, that are looking for the truth and that are tired of being lied to. What I don't appreciate is when there's people that say, oh, the earth is flat, and here's why, because we've only got 2 pictures of the earth, supposedly, and those 2 pictures of the earth are globes, by the way, and we've never been to the moon, and NASA lies to us about everything. Well, how does that prove the earth is flat? At all. That's like saying the reason unicorns have 1 horn is because that baseball game over there started at 3 p.m. It's just, there's no connection there. Maybe the quantum string at some level, but other than that, there's no connection. So, and I've noticed some other people have had concerns for me in the comment section, and I appreciate that, guys. I really do. That makes me feel good because this is a group effort here. And the more people that appreciate the work on Leak Project, the better off we're going to be. So I need to realize that too. I've got a weird sense of humor sometimes, and sometimes I'm too goofy. Maybe sometimes I'm too serious. Maybe sometimes I don't look at the camera enough. Maybe sometimes I don't read the words properly. It's a learning curve. I will tell you this, though. I'm going to do my best to bring you the truth. I'm going to do my best to bring you information that I feel is important for the betterment of mankind, for the betterment of everybody. I want to keep balance. I want to keep harmony. I want to find the truth. And if the earth's flat, fine. So be it. I'm okay with that. Although, once again, there's just too much math out there and too much evidence, nothing to do with NASA, that points to the fact that the earth is a globe. Now, what about the hundreds of people that have circumnavigated the globe? The rebuttal I've heard of that is, well, people might think they're going around the globe, but maybe they're doing something else. Maybe they took a different route or something, so they didn't really go around the globe. That's possible. The Antarctica thing. You can go to Antarctica. If you've got money, you can take cruises out there. You can take tours out there. You can take private tours out there. Are there places that are blocked off? Yes. Are there places that different militaries have security and watch over? Yes, absolutely. Are there places you can't get into? Yes. Are there places in America you can't get into? Yes. Are there places in China you can't get into? Yes. Are there places in The Netherlands that you can't get to? Yes. So how does that prove the earth is flat? And the Admiral Byrd story, great story. It could be true. How does that prove the earth is flat? And then for those that say there's a dome over the earth. Okay, if there's a dome over the earth, what does that mean? Does that mean we're on some block, like we're on some dinner plate, essentially, okay, some giant galactic dinner plate, and then there's a huge dome over us, and then we're all just in here as a petri dish, and then everything, all the rockets, all the weather balloons, all of that is left. I don't know if weather balloons can leave the atmosphere. I think you've got to get into the military grade stuff for that, and then you can say, oh, it's CGI. I look at these pictures from the 70s, and I think to myself, CGI, they didn't have CGI like that back then. And then you can come up with rebuttal, oh, yes, they did, Rex. The military's always 40 years ahead of us. So how does one ever, if you've always got some answer that you can't prove for a rebuttal against the questions that I present about the earth being a globe, then how are you ever going to get anywhere? I mean, where's the math? If you have math, you should have some data points that can prove where the edge is. I mean, how do you explain that and I get the Truman Show theory. That's a very interesting analogy. And you know what? The moon very well could be artificial. We could very well be in a holographic matrix in some type of software hard drive program. There's more math to point to that being true than that we live on a flat earth. Think about that. For as crazy as that sounds, there's more math pointing to the possibilities and more evidence pointing to the possibilities that the moon is artificial than the earth being flat. Sounds insane, I know. But look at the titanium alloy. Well, then once again, you might say, well, all that information is false, Rex. All those rocks they brought back from the moon is false because we never went there. First of all, the moon landings that we saw on TV, fake, absolutely. I've got podcasts on Leak Project proving that. You can see the numbers on the ground, 33, all the way around the camera site where they're taking pictures. You can even see the lights in the background. Although we've definitely been to the moon, just not the images that you see. And there's more images out there than just NASA of the Earth. Here's the possibilities I see. Maybe the Earth is a lot bigger than we're told. Maybe that's why you don't see images from NASA showing the entire planet. Maybe there's space weapons that our own military has out there in low orbit that they don't want us to see. Maybe that's why they don't do these camera shots that you're talking about. So, and that's another thing that pisses me off too, because I want to go back to this person I was going to interview that says I stood them up and that I didn't send them a link for 98 minutes. Well, I even sent that person another email after like 9 or 10 emails saying, hey, look, I'm sorry that I was 10 minutes late. If I offended you, I apologize. I'd be more than happy to interview you still. I want to hear what you have to say. I even gave that guy the benefit of the doubt after his drama. So we'll leave it at that. I hope that explains to everybody out there my position, and take it for what you will. Once again, I've got the emails. I can show you the timestamps. I already did a video once showing the timestamps. I pulled the video because I don't want to play this continual drama game. So let's move on. Let's focus on what's important. And if the earth is flat, show me the data. Don't tell me that we've never been to the moon or that NASA lies to us about everything, because that isn't proof the earth is flat. Is that proof to you that the earth is flat? Seriously? If you think about that logically for a minute, is that proof to you that the earth is flat? And let me go back and answer some of the questions in the comment section about people that have been watching Leak Project since inception or since near inception. I used to do a lot more interviews with guests, more like coast to coast style, okay? And I was very agnostic on virtually every topic, meaning I just would take the neutral approach and kind of have the mindset, I don't know. Well, the more research that I've been doing, the more it's been taking me back to my roots. The more it's been taking me back to my mindset 7-8 years ago about the paranormal, about the unknown, about those powerful forces behind the scenes that seem to orchestrate things without most people's knowing. So I'm passionate about it. I feel good about where I'm at right now with the information I'm presenting to you guys. I can sleep good at night knowing that I'm doing my best to bring truth and accuracy to the table to help people wake up, to make a difference in their lives, for their families and future generations. So thank you for your concern. I really appreciate it. And if you don't like the high energy approach that I have, this is just me naturally. This is my natural form. I've been taking this stuff called colostrum, which I think amplifies it a little bit. I've been taking it from getthetea.com, but I've always been like this. I remember people telling me at my job I was about to say where I used to work, at the Fortune 100 company that I used to work for several years. They were always like, man, Rex, where do you get all this energy? You're always going all over the place, bouncing off the walls. And that's just how I roll, folks. So anyway, you guys are great. I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. Leakproject.com. Question everything and be the change you want to see.